Do you want to build a custom bathroom vanity without building one massive cabinet? Today I'm showing you how to build a modular cabinet system that lets you mix and match sections for a perfect fit. It's easy to build, customizable, and the full plans are linked below, so let's get building. For this build, all the cabinet parts are cut from plywood in 3 thicknesses: 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch. The full material list and cut layout are included in the plans linked below. I'm building 2 cabinet sections, one narrow cabinet for drawers and a wider cabinet for doors where the sink will be mounted. The finished height on this build is about 34.5 inches, which is often called comfort height. If you want a shorter or taller vanity, you can easily adjust the toe kick or other dimensions to fit your space. Moving on to the toe kick assembly. Before we start this, gather all the parts needed for this section, and the process is the same. Dry fit everything first, then glue the mating surfaces, clamp the parts together, and then finish it with pocket hole screws. We'll start by building the center T-shaped assembly. We'll dry fit the parts to make sure everything is centered and square. Then apply wood glue to the edge of the pocket holes. Place the mating piece on the bench with the holes facing down. Clamp everything together and then install 3 1¼ inch pocket hole screws. Next we'll assemble the 2 L-shaped end sections. Again, dry fit the parts together, make the L shape, apply glue to the mating edge, clamp and secure them with the pocket hole screws for each side. Then we're ready to assemble the full toe kick. So we'll dry fit one of the L-shaped assemblies on each end, position the center T assembly, and then when everything looks good, we can apply glue to all these surfaces, clamp them to the front and rear rails, and then install the pocket hole screws to lock it together. Repeat that on the opposite side to complete the toe kick frame. Now we're moving on to the small cabinet assembly. So before assembly, drill the pocket holes in all the 3/4 inch plywood parts. Some parts will have pocket holes and others won't. So take your time here and make sure we have the right components drilled for the pocket holes. So we'll begin by creating the L-shaped corner brace. Dry fit the brace pieces together, form the L, and make sure they're flush. Once they're aligned, you can apply the wood glue along the edge of the pocket holes and install 3 1¼ inch pocket hole screws to lock the joint together. Next we'll attach the base piece to one of the braces. Dry fit the base first to the brace and then confirm alignment. Apply glue to the mating edge, secure it with the pocket hole screws. And this is kind of the foundation of that cabinet structure. Now we'll assemble the cabinet side to the base and the L-shaped brace. And we'll place the cabinet side flat on the bench so we can dry fit those pieces into position. Make sure everything is square, then apply glue and secure with the pocket hole screws. Finally, we'll install the last remaining brace, dry fit that, glue, and then screw that together as well. Once everything is together, just make sure it's all square, measure corner to corner, let the glue set, and then you can move on to the next step. Complete, it's time to move on to the larger cabinet, the section that will support the sink and house the doors. The overall assembly process is very similar to the small cabinet, so I won't repeat every step in detail here. Just like before, everything is dry fit first, glued, clamped, and secured with screws. This cabinet is wider and designed to leave the back open for plumbing access. That open back design makes installation much easier and gives you flexibility no matter where your drain and supply lines are located. As the frame comes together, focus on keeping everything square and flush, because this cabinet will carry the weight of the countertop and sink, so taking your time here is good to get alignment and for strength and appearance. Once all the main panels and braces are installed, this structure comes together and becomes very rigid, and you'll have a solid freestanding cabinet that's ready to be combined with the other cabinet and eventually mounted onto the toe kit. With both cabinet sections assembled, the modular design really starts to shine, and you can see how you could shift spacing, modify widths, or build additional sections depending on your layout and storage needs. Next up are the small drawers for the narrow cabinet. Drill the pocket holes in the 1/2 inch drawer parts as shown in the plans, making sure your pocket hole jig is correctly set for 1/2 inch material this time. Only the drawer ends need pocket holes for this step. To assemble each drawer, begin by attaching one drawer end to a drawer side with glue and two 1 inch pocket hole screws this time. Use light torque here to avoid stripping the thinner material. Attach the second drawer end to the same side and then install the remaining side to complete the box. Once the drawer box is together, glue the bottom in place and secure it with brad nails. Again, check it for square before you do the final assembly. Set the drawer front aside for now. We'll install those later after the boxes are mounted. Repeat the same process for the remaining small drawers. The large drawers go together the exact same way as the smaller ones, just with bigger parts. All the pocket holes are drilled in 1/2 inch material again and assembled with glue and pocket hole screws. When the sides and ends are secured, drawer bottoms are glued and fastened with brad nails. Again, just like before, the drawer fronts are set aside for later installation. To finish the exposed plywood edges, apply edge banding to all the front-facing cabinet panels. Cut each strip about 1 inch longer than needed, then use an iron to activate the adhesive when you apply them. Once it's set, trim the excess flush with a utility knife for a clean, finished look. Now it's time to install the drawer slides. I like to start with the lowest drawer and work my way up, completing one drawer at a time and checking the fit and spacing as I go. This helps keep everything aligned and makes adjustments easier. For this build, I'm using full extension side-mounted ball bearing drawer slides. Check the instructions that come with your hardware, since mounting details can vary between brands. Start by marking the locations for the slides on the inside of the cabinet. These marks determine the vertical spacing of the drawers, and you can adjust them slightly as needed for your layout and preference. Once the marks are in place, use a drawer slide jig, clamps, or level to hold each slide perfectly straight while you secure it with the screws provided with the hardware. After installing the cabinet side slides, attach the mating slides to the outside of each drawer box. Since these drawer boxes are made from half-inch material, use shorter screws rather than the longer screws that typically come with the slides for 3/4 inch stock. This prevents the screws from breaking through the drawer sides. Once both sides of the slides are installed, insert each drawer into the cabinet. Test the movement, check the spacing between the drawers, make sure everything slides smoothly. Then you can make any small adjustments needed before moving on to the next step. Set both cabinets onto the toe kick base and align them so the faces are flush and level. Once everything is positioned correctly, clamp the cabinets together to hold them in place. Drill holes for the furniture connectors, spacing them near the bottom, middle, and top, and be careful to avoid the drawer slides. Insert the connector sleeves from one side, tapping them in if necessary. Then install and tighten the connector screws from the opposite side to lock the cabinets together. Before applying any finish, sand all surfaces smooth, paying attention to the edges and face areas. Once everything is prepped, apply primer, paint, or your finish of choice. You can also choose to apply the finish at a different stage of the build if that better fits your workflow. For this project, I disassembled the cabinets, applied primer and paint. To install the drawer fronts, start by drilling the holes for the pull hardware. I made a simple jig the same size as the small drawer fronts to keep everything consistent. After measuring and drilling the hole pattern in the jig, clamp it to each drawer front and drill the hardware holes. For installation, position the bottom drawer front even with the bottom of the cabinet and centered side to side, then clamp it in place and drill through the drawer front holes into the drawer box. Install the screws and pull hardware using longer 832 by 1.5 inch screws, which is longer than what came with the pull hardware. To space the remaining drawer fronts evenly, put spacers on top of each one. Pennies work great for this in my case. And then check the spacing and repeat the process for each drawer front. To install the large cabinet doors, mount the hinges according to the manufacturer's instructions. I'm using soft close European style hinges and a jig to make the installation easier. Once the drawers are mounted and adjusted for proper alignment, drill the holes for the pull hardware and install the handles to finish off the doors. Here is a look at the completed cabinet in my workspace and now installed in the bathroom. The modular design makes it easy to install, customize, and build in sections. If you want to build your own, don't forget the full plans are linked in the description. Thanks for watching and happy building.